10 Coronation Street spoilers, amputation horror, Ryan left for dead and Michelle trapped. Parents face big nightmares in Coronation Street as their children's lives are at risk, and Kevin Webster could soon be facing a terrible decision as antibiotics to fight off Jack's sepsis infection are not working. Elsewhere, Michelle Connor returns home to find Ryan out cold, but will she discover that Sarah Platt has caused his injuries? In other Weatherfield developments, Steve McDonald's mission to get Tracy Barlow an engagement ring could land him in hot water, while Simon Barlow faces the revenge of teenage tearaway Tyler when Eccles is poisoned. Monday, 2nd July Part 1. Tracy tells Steve that she wants her engagement ring from the first time round, and Steve sets about searching through his old rings with Dev's help. Meanwhile, Michelle agrees to be Tracy and Steve's wedding planner. Sophie sends Jack to school when he complains of feeling unwell, but he soon arrives home, and when Faye and Seb find him passed out, they carry him over to the medical center. Tracy assumes Ken will pay for her wedding when she hears that he intends to pay for Daniel's, while Daniel and Sinead receive a check to start a business from Flora. Simon pleads guilty in court and apologizes to the people he wronged, while Seb can tell Emma about his HIV. Bethany gives Max a rockstar makeover, but David is not impressed, while Robert and Michelle struggle to find privacy and Ryan crosses his wires over a job booking. Monday, 2nd July Part 2. Sophie is relieved to be able to take Jack home, but when Ali calls round to check on him, he sees the signs of sepsis and calls an ambulance. At the hospital, the Websters face an agonizing wait as they are warned that the next 24 hours are crucial. Tyler gets Simon to give him a free sandwich, but then slips it under the gate at number 1, while Steve presents the wrong ring to Tracy and she is chuffed to think he has bought her a new one. Michelle gives Ryan a job, Daniel and Sinead plan to set up a vintage clothes shop, and Audrey criticizes Maria's initiative. Wednesday, 4th July Part 1. Robert and Michelle are alone in the bistro, and Ryan comes in to steal steaks for his date with Bethany. He nudges the freezer door shut, unaware Robert and Michelle are inside. Later, his date is a disaster when Bethany freaks out and flees when things get heavy. David starts his community service and he is mocked by the other offenders when Billy comes to check in on him. Later, David stuns Shona by getting down on one knee and proposing in the cafe. Ken has to take Eccles from the vet when she is poisoned by a sausage sandwich laced with slug pellets, while Kevin keeps a vigil by Jack's bedside and Sophie blames herself. Ken agrees to pay for Tracy's wedding if she shares the date with Daniel, while Beth recruits Kirk to do some digging on Ali for Carla. Wednesday, 4th July Part 2. Having seen Bethany run out of Ryan's flat, Sarah marches round and confronts him, and when he calls her daughter a tease, she shoves him and storms out, but he falls and hits his head. Having been freed from the freezer by Daniel and Kate, Michelle and Robert find Ryan and call an ambulance. Meanwhile, Sarah realizes she overreacted when Bethany explains Ryan did nothing wrong. Shona tells David that the time isn't right for them to get married until he is stronger, while Kevin is worried when Ali tells him that Jack isn't responding to the antibiotics as well as they had hoped. Simon realizes Tyler poisoned Eccles, so Toy recommends to Ken that he takes him away for a while. Friday, 6th July Part 1. Billy visits the community center and is shocked when he hears David joining in with homophobic jibes about him. When the other man leaves, Billy confronts David about his behavior and gets a shock. Ryan tells the police that he can't remember anything, but Sarah admits to Bethany that she caused his injuries and then heads to visit him in hospital, but he shows no recollection of remembering their fight. Sean struggles to find work when Yasmin tells him that Speed Dial have no vacancies, and when Fizz asks Sean to get the shopping in, he wonders where he will find the cash. Beth and Kirk plan to move into their new flat, while Maria asks Audrey if she can buy into the salon. Friday, 6th July Part 2. Sophie has a go at Rana for the medical center missing Jack's sepsis, and when Rana defends herself, Sophie angrily lashes out and slaps her. Later, she tells Adam that she wants to sue the medical center for negligence. Sarah reveals to Ryan that she caused his injury and she explains what happened to Bethany, but his reaction leaves her stunned. David breaks down and tells Billy that he was raped, and Billy encourages him to seek counseling. Fizz tells Sean that he needs to find somewhere else to live as she is sick of him not contributing to the house, while Audrey rejects Maria's proposal and explains the salon is a family business.